Packing for a trip, exciting, right? But before you zip that suitcase, listen up. The world of travel is always changing. That includes the rules about what you can bring on board. Don't worry, I'm here to help. Knowing the latest TSA guidelines means a smoother, happier journey for you. Let's dive into the newest carry-on rules for 2025 so you can breeze through security and on to your next adventure. Ready to explore? Let's go! We've all been there, struggling to stuff an overpacked bag into the overhead bin. Here's the thing, airlines have gotten a bit stricter about carry-on luggage size. The exact dimensions can vary, so don't just assume your old bag is good to go. Always check the airline's website before you fly. They'll have the most up-to-date information on size and weight limits. Trust me, it's better to be prepared than pay those pesky baggage fees. Remember, a little planning goes a long way. Now, let's talk about powering up your devices. In today's world, staying connected is more important than ever, especially when you're on the go. Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, having your devices charged and ready is crucial. But with all the different rules and regulations, it can be a bit confusing to know what's allowed and what's not. You've probably heard whispers about battery restrictions. These days, it's a hot topic among frequent flyers and occasional travelers alike. With so many devices relying on batteries, it's no wonder there's so much chatter. But what exactly are these restrictions and how do they affect you? Here's the deal. The TSA isn't banning batteries outright. There's no need to panic and think you'll have to leave your gadgets behind. Instead, the focus is on ensuring safety for everyone on board. This means there are specific guidelines you need to follow. They're focused on safety, which means regulating lithium batteries. Lithium batteries are incredibly common and found in a wide range of devices. However, they can pose a risk if not handled properly. That's why the TSA has put measures in place to manage their use. These batteries are in everything from phones to laptops. Your smartphone, tablet, laptop, and even some cameras rely on lithium batteries. Given their prevalence, it's important to understand the rules surrounding their transport. The key is size and quantity. Larger lithium batteries might need to be checked. If you're carrying a battery that exceeds a certain size, you'll need to check it in with your luggage. This is to prevent any potential hazards during the flight. The same goes for carrying a large number of smaller batteries. If you have multiple smaller batteries, there are limits to how many you can bring in your carry-on. It's all about minimizing risk and ensuring everyone's safety. When in doubt, check the TSA website. The TSA website is a valuable resource for travelers. It provides detailed information on what you can and cannot bring, including specific guidelines for batteries. Before you pack, take a moment to review the rules. They've got all the details to keep your devices juiced up and your travels worry-free. By following the guidelines, you can ensure that your devices are ready to go when you need them. So charge up, pack smart, and enjoy your journey without any battery-related worries. Remember the 311 rule for liquids? It's still in effect. This rule is crucial for ensuring a smooth and hassle-free experience at airport security checkpoints. The 311 rule is designed to limit the amount of liquids, gels, and aerosols that passengers can bring in their carry-on luggage. This helps to streamline the security process and ensures that everyone can get through the checkpoint quickly and safely. That means containers must be 3.4 ounces, 100 milliliters, or smaller. This size restriction applies to all types of liquids, including shampoos, conditioners, lotions, and other personal care items. It's important to check the size of your containers before you pack them to avoid any issues at the security checkpoint. If your containers are larger than 3.4 ounces, you'll need to pack them in your checked luggage instead. They need to fit inside a single quart-sized clear plastic bag. This bag should be easily accessible in your carry-on, so you can quickly remove it for inspection. The quart-sized bag helps to limit the total volume of liquids you can bring, making the security process more efficient. Remember to seal the bag properly to prevent any leaks or spills during your journey. Good news for hand sanitizer fans. In response to the ongoing need for increased hygiene, the TSA has made an exception for hand sanitizer. You can now bring one larger container up to 12 ounces of hand sanitizer in your carry-on. This allowance is particularly helpful for those who want to maintain good hand hygiene while traveling. The larger size ensures you have enough sanitizer for your entire trip, especially if you're traveling for an extended period. Keep it separate from your other liquids for easy inspection. When you reach the security checkpoint, place your hand sanitizer in a separate bin for screening. This helps TSA officers quickly identify and inspect the sanitizer without delaying the process. It's a small step that can make a big difference in keeping the lines moving smoothly. Traveling with essential medications? No problem. The TSA understands the importance of having access to your medications while traveling. Medications, baby food, and formula are exempt from the 311 rule. This exemption ensures that you can bring the necessary items for your health and your child's needs without worrying about size restrictions. However, it's important to pack these items properly and be prepared for additional screening if necessary. Just be prepared to separate them from your other liquids at security. When you arrive at the checkpoint, inform the TSA officer that you have exempt items. Place them in a separate bin for inspection. This helps the officers quickly identify and screen these items, ensuring a smooth and efficient process. By following these guidelines, you can help make your travel experience as stress-free as possible. Section 5. All about Real ID, your key to domestic travel. Mark your calendars. Starting May 7, 2025, you'll need a Real ID-compliant driver's license or another acceptable form of identification to board domestic flights within the U.S. What's Real ID all about? It's an extra layer of security to verify your identity. Check your state's DMV website to find out how to get a Real ID. Don't wait until the last minute. Get your Real ID sorted out well in advance to avoid any travel hiccups. Section 6. Ask TSA your personal travel assistant. Ever feel unsure about a particular item? Don't sweat it. The TSA has your back with their super handy Ask TSA program. Got a question about packing a certain type of food? Wondering about bringing a musical instrument? Just tweet or Facebook message your question to at Ask TSA. They're available 365 days a year to provide quick and reliable answers. It's like having a personal TSA agent on speed dial. Section 7. Beyond the Borders, International Travel Tips. Hopping on an international flight? Now, international travel is a whole other ballgame. Every country has its own set of rules for what you can and cannot bring in. Before you jet off, do your research. Visit the website of your destination country's embassy or consulate. They'll have the most up-to-date information on customs regulations. Remember, a little preparation can save you a lot of hassle down the road. Section 8. Medications on the Move, a Traveler's Guide. Traveling with medications can be a bit tricky, but with the right preparation, you can ensure a smooth journey. Whether you're carrying prescription drugs or over-the-counter remedies, it's essential to be well-informed and organized. If you're traveling with medications, especially prescription drugs, pay close attention. It's crucial to understand the regulations and guidelines to avoid any issues at the airport or your destination. Start by consulting with your healthcare provider about your travel plans. Different countries have different regulations about bringing medications across their borders. Some countries have strict rules, while others are more lenient. It's important to research and understand these regulations well in advance of your trip to avoid any surprises. Here's a quick checklist. Always travel with a letter from your doctor explaining your medical condition and listing all prescribed medications, including dosages. This letter can be invaluable if you need to explain your medications to customs officials or healthcare providers in another country. Keep your medications in their original, labeled containers. This helps to avoid any confusion and ensures that you have all the necessary information at hand. It's also a good idea to carry a copy of your prescriptions, just in case you need to refill them while abroad. Research your destination's specific rules regarding medications. Some countries may have restrictions on certain drugs, even if they are commonly used in your home country. Check government websites or contact the embassy of your destination country for the most accurate information. Some countries may require additional documentation or have restrictions on certain drugs. For example, medications that are legal in one country may be considered controlled substances in another. It's essential to be aware of these differences to avoid any legal issues. By following these tips, you can ensure a healthy and worry-free trip. Proper preparation and understanding of the regulations can make your travel experience much more enjoyable. Remember, it's always better to be over-prepared than to face complications during your journey. Safe travels. Section 9. Stay informed, travel smoothly. There you have it, your crash course on the latest TSA carry-on rules for 2025. Remember, rules can change, so it's always best to double-check the official TSA website before you head to the airport. By staying informed and following the guidelines, you'll be sailing through security and on your way to creating unforgettable travel memories in no time. Happy travels, everyone!